Did you believe Logan Thompson when he said that he didn't get shutouts? Well, yesterday he did against the hapless Sharks. We have takeaways from that game, not very many of them, as well as injury updates and a preview of tonight's VGK Predators game on this edition of Locked On Golden Knights.
Your Locked On Golden Knights, your daily podcast on the Vegas Golden Knights, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, hi again, everyone. Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. Find us wherever you get your podcast and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. We are brought to you today by FanDuel. New customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning bet. Go to FanDuel.com/lockedon. Logan Thompson and the Golden Knights shut out the San Jose Sharks 4-0 on Monday afternoon. And this is the same LT who said he doesn't get shutouts, Chris. A pretty easy day at the SAP barn for both VGK and for Logan Thompson.
I mean, Logan had 30 saves, so he wasn't, it's not like he was just kind of out there coasting. I've seen a lot of comments, seen a lot of weird comments about the game. I mean, number one, yeah, it's the Sharks. Golden Knights did what they needed to do. Golden Knights had a really bad week last week, so this was not going to be, at least coming into it, a game where the locker room, I'm guessing that was not a typical locker room that was about to go against the San Jose Sharks yesterday. Yes, the Golden Knights have an impeccable regular season record when traveling to the SAP Center at San Jose, but it's still an important game, especially given the fact that the Golden Knights got 0 points the previous week, 0 points when scoring first in both games, 0 points when tied starting the third period in both games. So, you know, sometimes the Sharks are just what the doctor ordered to cure some of a team's problems, so to speak, and that's kind of how yesterday went.
Yeah, for sure. And I asked you yesterday on the show about Mason Morelli, if he would play. We weren't sure. Exactly. But he did play, and he scored his first NHL goal off of a deflection on a very nice play. Here's a guy that was
shot pass. It was a shot pass that came to him.
It was a shot pass. Well, I was watching the other feed, so I was watching the San Jose feed, so I didn't hear shot pass. But Morelli went undrafted, and here he is contributing. I think VGK Communications said the third player to score a goal in his first contest, including Cody Glass and Chipachov. That was the stat I saw yesterday from VGK Communications.
Every time I hear Chipachov, I
know, it's just kind of funny. It's just funny, very funny. Name. Punchline.
I mean, Morelli, they gave him 12 minutes on the ice yesterday. To compare that with Brian Fraze got 10:51. Morelli obviously had some power play time, so that was kind of his intangible. I guess a couple things. I mean, we were just kind of laughing before the show here. Like Morelli's AHL numbers with the Hershey Bears in 21-22, 30 points in 68 games. Cool. 22-23 with the Hershey Bears, the champion Hershey Bears, I believe.
Yeah, champions.
I think my hand's blocking myself here.
Yeah, that's good.
41 points in 72 games. Like, cool, okay. And then with Henderson this year, 44 games, 23 points. So, I mean, he's not the type of player, like if you're statistic watching, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is a guy they got to bring up. I mean, if you watch the team regularly, like I kind of do, I still wouldn't have said that. So my point is I'm giving credit to the coaching staff, the scouts, and however they, landed on Mason Morelli over Rempel, over Brendan Brisson, over Ronbjerg. So I know it's the Sharks, and maybe they just wanted to, get him out there. Maybe they wanted to show the NHL what he could possibly do. I don't know. I mean, there's a whole lot of things happening, and also credit to Coach Cassidy for finding ways to the fourth line is not the typical fourth line right now with Nick Waugh, Colasar, and Carrier. And I don't think the fourth line's ever going to be like that again. I think it's going to be Howden dropping down there once Eichel comes back to health, but that'll be another story for another show. But what Coach Cassidy is doing is when the fourth line's minutes are getting limited, Brennan Brassard's been down there, right? But they're putting Brassard between the fourth and the third line. They're getting that left winger usually on the power play. So they're finding ways to keep that line engaged, just maybe in a different fashion than normally.
Okay, my Golic imitation there.
What? Oh, yeah. I know. I'm sitting there like reading my thing, like just yeah. That's professional. This will be the show that our boss.
No. In any event, so Michael Amadio scored on a breakaway, 2:28 into the game, but VGK didn't allow the Sharks.
What a pass!
White Cloud, yeah. But VGK does not allow a goal in the third period, so that was sort of a victory for VGK last night. And then Colasar also scored a goal last night. Everyone could score. Of course, your guy scored a goal in that contest last night.
His name is William Karlsson, Tony.
Okay, that guy. He ruined my President's Day, I'll have you know.
Shut up, Tony!
Listen, you be nice to William Karlsson. Although I will say, Carl, and that got so many great comments on YouTube yesterday, by the way, that alley clip, and that's going to get more comments today. I actually have an idea with a segment, but we'll talk about that offline. All right, so Karlsson's goal. I mean, listen, Tony.
Put it on a napkin.
I don't have any napkins in my office. There's a lot of things I have in mine. I have card stands. I have a Zamboni, a wooden Zamboni. I have this card from this old Chicago Blackhawk that goes by the name of Dick Gamble. I just had to pick that up one day, but I don't have any napkins in my office. William Kylan and Ray. There you go. We got the Dick Gamble card out that you guys that's made so famous on Whatnot when I do my hockey breaks. There you go. I had a point. Segment point, and I really had a point somewhere. About Karlsson. So listen, Karlsson he got rewarded for. He got lucky for doing the right things, right? Karlsson's in there battling for the puck.
He got lucky.
What I want to know is why is Kalen Addison, the defenseman for the Sharks, like just standing on the side of the net right there? The puck hits his skate and just sits there, and Karlsson gets the gimme. So good job, Karlsson, for creating a lucky opportunity.
Very rigged. Very rigged. We did want to talk in this segment about Shea Theodore coming off of LTIR. Will most likely play tonight, I would have to imagine, against Nashville. Jack Eichel moved to LTIR, which you thought might happen. Does VGK have enough cap space now available to activate Shea Theodore? I know that was a concern on this very show.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple different paths to getting Shea Theodore onto the active roster, and they made another move here because this is different. Okay, something just happened.
Something happened this morning. News bulletin.
Denisenko sent down this morning, so now they're out. Now they have more available money because Denisenko was called up prior to the game yesterday. So the Golden Knights situation right now, first of all, they have 2 contracts available. Their NHL roster sits at 22 of 23. So there's room if the Golden Knights are going to make some additional moves. As far as cap space, right now, today, the Golden Knights could spend up to $8.5 million as far as acquiring players with an $8.5 million cap hit this season. So that would be pretty interesting. Now, people are questioning. I knew this post was going to go wacky.
Cooking the books.
Listen, Jack Eichel, the team hasn't needed his contract. They haven't needed his money. So there's absolutely no reason to simply move a player to LTIR unless there's a corresponding move. In this case, I think the corresponding move was simply Shea Theodore. The Golden Knights had a secondary path to getting Theodore activated, but the issue then would have become a minor trade possibly involving a Miramanov, possibly another player having to be sent down as far as clearing cap space for the Golden Knights. That was my concern last week. I thought the simple move was going to be Tobias Bjornfoot going back on waivers, and then maybe he gets to Henderson, maybe he gets claimed. But the issue is then Fraze or Denisenko or now Morelli apparently is in the equation. All of those players wouldn't be available because the Golden Knights would only be within $89,000 of being cap compliant. So they would have had to gone like 11-7 if they would have wanted to activate Shea Theodore without clearing additional cap space. So you put Jack Eichel on LTIR. I mean, we know Eichel's skating. Like, we know he's skating on his own, I should say. He's not skating with the team or anything like that. So he's got, I mean, I would say no less than a matter of, 8 to 14 days till he might possibly come back, if not even longer. I mean, geez, who knows? Is this where, Tony, here it comes. Is this where the setback announcement comes and he's going to be out indefinitely? Like, is that what's coming right now? Or is this simply the move where, God, if that happens, oh Lord. But the original thing that started all this, there was the cap friendly Twitter posted that Theodore has been activated. The only corresponding move that made sense was Jack Eichel going to LTIR, which looks like it's been confirmed now.
Yeah, it was confirmed by them later on.
So I mean, just go find that post on Twitter that mentions that and bring some popcorn, because here come the comments, and Tony as well too.
I didn't chime in there.
You said cooking the books. You said
I did say cooking the books. That's true. That's not neutrality. So Shea Theodore in the lineup tonight then, you believe, officially?
That seems likely, unless there is some type of setback in warmups. I can't see why they would have activated him otherwise. I mean, this is a very standard trajectory of how the team handles a player that's been gone for a while. They go very slow. They ease him. Not goalies necessarily, but the rest of the skaters, they go usually pretty slowly. They activate him, get him out there in warmups. That's obviously what happened yesterday. He would have been available in an emergency situation, I guess. But yeah, now Theodore's a little more acclimated and stuff. He's had nearly a week's worth of practices, if I'm not mistaken. Actually over a week's worth of practice, and it's been, I think, 6 days, if I recall, since he's been out there in a standard practice jersey. So Theodore, welcome back tonight, and hopefully it works out well against the Preds.
Coming up next, we've got our preview of VGK against Nashville tonight, but no U2 show for the lazy Predators. We'll explain that next, right here on Locked On Golden Knights.
Sounds fun.
Get buckets with your first bet on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's $150 if your bet wins. Bet on all your favorite NBA players and teams with quick bets. They also have live same-game parlays, exclusive props, and much, much more. Just visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and shoot your shot. FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the National Basketball Association. Welcome back. Locked On Golden Knights. This edition, Tony Cardasco and Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for making us your first listen each and every day. We appreciate you doing so. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. That's the home of the exclusive Chris and your daughter's now on that show too. We've got the family
and our cat.
Allie.
And our cat. Our cat was on the last show.
I saw the cat. What are you feeding that cat, bro? I mean, that thing is...
No, Pumpkin's small. Mo's got a little more. Our other kitty cat's a little bigger, but Pumpkin is actually pretty. Pumpkin's pretty slim. Pumpkin can still get out there, and Pumpkin's good.
Okay, so the story about
camera adds 4, 5, 6 pounds
for sure, even on cats. Okay, so this is a team that in the Nashville Predators that Andrew Brunette, the coach, of course, says at times does not show maximum effort in games. And they're so mad at this team. According to Elliot Friedman, there was a planned visit to go see the U2 show performance, I guess, last night while the team was here, but they canceled it because the team does not play hard at times.
That's trash. I don't like
go to timeout. Yeah, send them to time. That is kind of trashy. But so the Preds come in, a little bit lazy, but just 2 points out of the final wild card position. Wouldn't you want to try to motivate them? And there's a lot of trade talk with this team. So we'll have to see if players like UC Saros are still in Nashville uniforms here after or before March 8th.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the Preds game log, so I feel like I kept saying like it was like last week or 2 weeks ago when Mark Stone had that hat trick.
The hat trick.
It's been over a month now. It has been over a month. That was actually Brisson's first game, now that I think about it. Since the Golden Knights and Preds played at T-Mobile Arena. Golden Knights won that game 4-1, and it has now been 11 games for the Preds since the Golden Knights and Preds face each other, and the Preds just have 4 victories, 2 of those in overtime. They lack the desire. They lack the desire. That's why they can't go see U2 over at the Sphere, unfortunately. So maybe it will be a Sunday, bloody Sunday if they would have gone on that day. Here we go, Tony. You follow my drift? You follow my drift?
I got your drift.
So yeah, that's we'll see what happens. I mean, all seriousness, I mean, I think it's kind of garbage that now we're doing band names, but I think it's kind of garbage that they're not letting the team or discouraging the team from going and seeing a concert. I mean, it's an 82 game season, and what the team does in their personal time, like, I don't know, is this like
a group outing? They can't afford.
Right, but is this like when you're on like a travel team, like
they're too expensive?
Do they put masking tape on the players' doors to make sure they don't go out at nights? Like, and they get in trouble the next day? I mean, that's
curfew.
I don't know.
Maybe tonight, last night.
I mean, it's one thing if like the team captain said, "Listen, this ain't happening." Like, I would respect that. But if the team is saying, "No, you're not going to see U2 tonight. You're gonna watch game film," I don't know. That's trash. Personally, that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, one love, bro. One love. So they lost like to teams like Dallas 9-2. They beat St. Louis 5-2. It's just there was a game in which I remember Saros getting pulled, I think, after one period of play. This team is so up and down, and they had a span of 5 games in which they allowed 25 goals. So I don't know what to expect tonight out of the Nashville Predators against VGK. Another Hattie?
Yeah, maybe. There you go. Maybe a Mason Morelli hat trick. I mean, the way things are going. I mean, listen, you know, they've been playing pretty bad lately, and all they want is a victory. Maybe they just need one victory. They still haven't found what they're looking for as far as that mix to get more victories. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. But like I said, they need desire. They need that desire.
Yeah, it's interesting. So Saros is over 3 goals allowed per game. And Lankinen, I thought, was like 3.35. So this is a definite over. What total will they post on this game? And will Morelli be throwing out a lot of Hershey kisses in tonight's game?
It's pretty funny. They're probably going to hang a 6-ball tonight. I think Aiden Hill's going out there. So, I mean, I think that
he's
definitely
not finished sharpest. He needs a good outing. He needs a good outing tonight. He does.
Yeah, I'm with you. He needs a good complete outing. Like, he's still making the big saves in games and such like that. 5.5 tonight. Wow.
How could that
be?
5.5.
5.5. That's I haven't seen a 5.5 for a VGK game in a minute. So that's interesting.
Worth looking at the total.
Yeah, and it's 120 if you want the over. It's I think even money if you want the under. So I mean, you can kind of see where the sports books thinks that's going to end up going. Golden Knights just got to take care of business tonight. End of story, right? Preds, they're basically in the chase for a playoff spot. But just like yesterday, right? I mean, the Golden Knights won that game by being the better team. They outclassed the San Jose Sharks, and the Sharks, like, they had some moments, right? They almost had a goal in the third there. Alec Martinez pulls it from the goal line, and I think Alec Martinez owes Logan a drink. I know Alec Martinez kind of saved the situation and saved the shutout, but I think Logan might have had a little pain with that hockey puck hitting some uncomfortable regions. So I think hopefully Alec bought Logan a drink for that one.
VGK won against Nashville back, as you mentioned, January the 14th. That was Stone's first hat trick in 628 regular season games. Wasn't that it? Something like
yeah, no, it was his first regular season Hattie, definitely.
and
But
628
not
games.
nearly as cool as the last time he got a hat trick. I mean, this was kind of boring compared to his last hat trick.
Right, postseason, of course. And Phillips Forsberg, 55 points. Roman Yossi, 50 points. Ryan O'Reilly's still sticking around there, 47 points. Don't see, they don't have a ton of offense, but I think this pace will be pretty hot in the game tonight. 5.5. I'm kind of perplexed about that total, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, especially Golden Knights. I mean, they had a game. Yes, it's the Sharks, fine, but they still had a game yesterday, and
You call that a
gonna
game? That was
wear.
a practice scrimmage. That was a scrimmage.
I don't
dude.
know. I think the Sharks, they had some moments yesterday. I don't think it was. Listen, the game was what it needed to be, is what it was. But I don't think the Sharks, they didn't lay. I mean, yes, they laid an egg on the scoreboard, but I don't think it was as bad. I mean, I was about 40% tuned into the game. I'll be honest about that while I was working and just kind of doing other stuff.
Tough game to watch. Who wanted to watch? I watched most.
No,
of
I was
first
cranking out
and
eBay
second
listings
period.
while the game was going on, so it was perfect. Actually, it kept me just enough to keep my groove going. And when I hear, and then when Cole starts scoring, like, woo, there we go. Now it's a game.
Yeah, I watched the first two periods while in the office over at the Dollar Loan Center. Vegas Thrill, they win 3-0.
Yes.
That was fun. AJ Cole was there, punter from the Raiders. Nice dude. Caught up with him. Jordan Love, quarterback, Packers. His girlfriend plays for the Mojo. It's a great night. Next match will be
that's
on
awesome.
Thursday night. We got to get you out there. Next match will be, and then I could give you that celebrity shout out.
Yes.
The next match will be on Thursday.
But do I get to go on the silver screen? Like, do I get to? Can I chug a beer on the silver screen? Can I do that?
Yes.
Awesome.
We're gonna have you do kegger stands. That's even better.
You better have someone to hold my legs then.
For sure. Coming up next, we do have our locks of the night and our predictions for tonight's game. I'm gonna project an over. We'll get to that when we return right here on Locked On Golden Knights. Gametime is the only ticketing app that gives you complete peace of mind with your purchase. Gametime has deals on tickets right up until the start of the event and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last-minute seats, find exclusive flash deals and sponsor deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and much, much more. With zone deals, you pick the section, Gametime picks the seats for an average of 18% savings. And the Gametime guarantee, well, that means that you will always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Gametime will credit you with 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app today, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and use the redeem code LOCKEDONNHL, $20 off of your purchase. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Welcome back. Locked On Golden Knights, this edition. Tony Cardasco, Chris Golick from Las Vegas. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for making us your first listen. Fridays are WTF. Saturdays are the Chris and Chris YouTube exclusive. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Locked On Golden Knights. I almost pulled a Kevin Durant there. They had this audio of how during an interview, his voice changed. It just like he had this voice one moment and then it just would changed and was different. Kind of crazy. I almost
like
did that.
Katy Perry with her eye closing and touching the temple. Like, what are we talking about here?
No, his voice just changed in interviews. I don't know. He goes from like the baritone to like almost the soprano. Like, I don't know. Very strange. In other news, it is time for our locks of the night and our predictions. And so I will let you go first.
Theodore and Cotter, I guess. Like I'm trying not to take the top two lines all the time. It's hard. It's hard. Shea Theodore, first game back. Welcome back, Shea Cotter. There we go. Welcome back, Shea Cotter. That's how we're gonna do this one tonight. Theodore, I just expect the Golden Knights to use him in especially power play circumstances a lot, and I think he'll have an effect on the outcome of tonight's game. Paul Cotter, just would be nice to see him get going. So hopefully by me making him my lock, it'll get Paul Cotter going a little harder here. 3-2 Golden Knights. I don't think it's going to be. I think the under hits. I think if everyone's sitting there saying, "How can this be under 5? How can this only be 5.5 goals?" You gotta think a little differently when you see numbers like this out there, and you don't want to think like the sports books want you to think. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I think the Preds come out mad, but I think VGK wins this contest. I'm going to go 5-3. 5-3 was my final score. Aiden Hill has just been not himself, right? Last couple of games. And does he come back and redeem himself tonight? We'll have to see. Scoring wise, I'm going to go again with Barbashev. I think he's due. And I'm going to go with Amadio, back-to-back games with a goal. I think that's the way I think it should size up. But I definitely see more of a fast-paced game. VGK didn't have to expend a lot of energy in that game, regardless of what you're talking about yesterday in San Jose. So rigged. They play San Jose. This is a back-to-back, folks. Back-to-back, right? So they are on the road for the first leg against a team that's absolutely garbage, and then they come home and they'll play a team that can't even go to the Sphere. They're not allowed to go. So should be fun.
I'm with you. I mean, the Preds, I don't know. Or this could backfire, and this is where the coach and the general manager just lose the room completely too. I mean, that can really go both ways. I mean, we're talking. I don't know the full story here, so I mean, I'm relying on your perspective here, but you don't tell grown men what they grown. No, that's inappropriate.
No, but they were going to pay. It was going to be like it was going to be an outing where they all go out together.
Right. That's my point. You don't tell grown people, professional athletes, you don't tell your employees what they can and can't do when they're off the clock, I guess is what
it's their punishment. They're sending them to timeout.
What do they expect the Predators to be this season? I mean, no
they're knocking on the door. Right?
Yeah, right, exactly. There. They're knocking on the door, and Barry Trotz has turned around. So the future of that team, and they got rid of the bad contracts, and like they've done so many good things in the offseason to be even be knocking on the door at game 55, 56, 57, whatever it is right now for them. That's a good season. Like that's a good season. And Trotz, I don't think. I mean, yes, sure, every team wants to be competitive, but with the moves Trotz made in the offseason, there's not a world that exists where Trotz is not making moves as the trade deadline comes to improve the future of that franchise. So, I mean, honestly, they should have bought him. They should have sent him to the Sphere for U2, and then they should have sent him to any of those adult establishments around town, or send him to the casinos, or whatever it is people do. Go out there and enjoy Vegas. Give them the Vegas flu. Like, seriously, give them the Vegas flu. That's what they should have done.
All right. We'll have to see what happens. And if this team is motivated or not, it could backfire, I believe, for the Predators here.
How does Cody Glass feel about this, Tony? What do you think? How does Cody Glass feel about this right now?
We appreciate everyone tuning in.
5 points on the season, by the way, for Cody.
Oh, I feel so bad for that kid. I feel bad.
I like Cody. Cody. He can't find his way.
I know, cannot. So we appreciate everyone tuning in, especially our everydayers. Thank you so much for putting up with us, especially me. And so what were some of the comments on YouTube about Shut Up Tony?
Oh, someone said they almost spit their food out when they watched the intro yesterday.
That's okay.
And best good. Intro ever was mentioned, I think, twice.
Well timed. And so the Golick family all chiming in on YouTube now. Is that it? Don't cancel me tonight, bro, on my picks, okay?
Dude, you're that Fitzgerald's guy burner. You are Fitzgerald, okay? You are Finkel and Einhorn. That's what's going on there.
That's not one of my burner accounts, but maybe it is. We appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much. Again, we'll see you tomorrow right here on Locked On Golden Knights with Chris Golick. I'm Tony Cardasco. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow right here.
There it is. Okay.